Hey, greetings. Doug Murin here again. I want to first say welcome to, they tell me we've got several 100 more people that have signed up. We, get names from our events and whatnot. So greetings, a lot of you from the West Coast. Um, I'm going to go quickly. I apologize for the light. I'm doing this late at night, and uh, I don't know. I'm in my back hideaway here, and I've got my Florida hat on and been enjoying the sun today and thinking and preparing. Just finished my book, Leadership. I think it's going to be about 180 pages. We're going to send out about 3 to 5,000 free ebook versions of it. It is some great, some say revolutionary stuff about how to have impact in a new era of church where the conventional format has been challenged. We will continue to grow there, but there are going to be some parallel tracks. Okay, here's what I would like to do on this free tip thing. I'm going to go through several items that I share often called the dynamism in sustained leadership. How to have a dynamic, sustained leadership. We need that today. It takes courage. I'm including this because I use this a lot in coaching churches who have hit the sigmoid curve or have been in decline a little bit um, for, say a couple years or serious decline. But this stuff probably there are different approaches for serious decline. Um, so sometimes I present these. Often these are checklists I have to return to dynamism when we work this. Let me describe quickly what we mean by a sigmoid curve because I don't want to take too much of your time today. The sigmoid curve basically is a designation of what looks like mountains and valleys, which basically says this. Humans run out of steam, organizations run out of steam, churches run out of steam, schools run out of steam, businesses particularly are prone to this. The just it's unavoidable. It's called the sigmoid curve. You will peak and you will go down the other side. And when I work with churches, I often find people who've missed what is called a chance to change the trajectory of your growth and start some new things. A businessman who was a genius at avoiding the negative impact of a sigmoid curve was Jack Welch. Now, some of you are in decline simply because you didn't become creative again before you peaked out. Very common. What you're doing now is you're saying, well, I better preach better. Some of your boards saying we need a younger preacher and all this. No, you need to come back and tweak and reinvent a little bit. Uh, as a coach, I can help you do that. You do need a little help. As you noted in the materials here, we've expanded the Murin Group. We're calling it the Murin Group Alliance, and we have 16 high-end, wonderful coaches with us now, ranging from architects and builders to CPAs to help set up your materials. I'm dealing with innovation and also some refinancing advice and how to retool your budget so you will not just survive but thrive. So we've got a lot going there, kids, all that stuff. But the sigmoid curve is important, and just even tweaking service times, maybe getting a new location, even changing your name and a different little target there. Now, of course, the kind of people we've attracted in our churches by a fellow named Dr. Kaler, who was one of the key guys at NASA, who identified 6 types of personalities, Kaler, well worth reading. We have tended to attract what he called perseverers. These are people who resist change, who basically want everything they're part of to last forever, and they're a very strong minority in our population. The strongest segment is what we would call rebels. They like a lot of change and all that, and that's why they've left the church. So you've got a problem. You've got a problem and a sigmoid curve, and this dynamic's affecting you. So how do you return to dynamism? How can you return to what were your former great days? Because every church has had them. Number one, I'm just going to be succinct here. Every church that retains dynamism lives forever like they're a startup church plant. What I mean by that, you got to keep trying new things. You can never say you're mature. You've got to act like the dollar you just got may be the last one you got, so you better use it wisely. You have to act like a church planter. Don't act like a settler. You've got to be a pioneer. You've got to be pushing and pushing and thinking about new things. Now, some of you don't like that because you're mellow pastoral types, and frankly, we've so emphasized pastoral offices in the church and negated the evangelist apostolic side that it's killing us in part. So, act like a startup. Number two, you got to accept pruning. I don't mean to say this in a crass manner at all, but there are a lot of churches trying to hang on to people that frankly are not helpful. They may even be major givers, but let me tell you, if their spirits are bad and they're blocking the move of God, they're costing you money, they're costing you people, they're costing you souls. So sometimes, without you having your hand on it or orchestrating it, because you'll probably get it wrong, sometimes you pray for a little pruning. And to get back down to the lean and the mean, you have to accept that. What I'm saying is this: don't glom on to people. Don't spend your energies to keep people. Because let me assure you, when people go of any means or numbers, of course it's painful. When I had about 400 people, there was a little issue where one of the folks in church was accused of molesting his kids. He didn't. I took a posture that was extremely neutral, and there was about 80 people left the church, and we got 300-400. It's fine. I was vindicated. I was proven right, and I praise God to this day. Those people left because we needed the pruning for it, and within months we had 4 times that come. So be courageous. 3, forget security. Some of you guys are about my age, and 65 is coming up, and you don't want to rock the boat so you can be secure. Let me assure you of this. Some of you are hoping for emeritus status. There is no security. One of the chapters in my new book is called We're All Car Salesmen, and I happen to esteem car salesmen highly, so that isn't an issue here, that I'm not bringing anybody down. I'm just saying what I mean by that is all of us start with nothing every month. Don't think otherwise. It's true. You are not secure. I had a friend who worked for Xerox, and he had a chance to go start some businesses, and he didn't. I asked him why. He said, I need the security. My wife needs the security. Ah, okay. At 54 years old, they cut him before he got to the next level of pension. There's no security. You're vulnerable. God is your security. So don't try to hang on to it. You're going to lose it, and you're going to lose the best pivotal years of your life by not being innovative and courageous. Okay, next. Number 4, evangelism. If you don't have a sales department, you will decline. You should never have a leader in your board or anything else that isn't leading people to Christ or bringing new people to church. That is a sign of maturity. Let me say it again. I think it may be the chief sign of maturity is the ability to replicate yourself. That's how we determine a mature adult. You replicate. Churches should replicate themselves and such. Next, number 5, you need to shuffle your staff around every 3 years. And I don't mean get rid of them, bring in new ones. What I mean is give them some different job descriptions. I go to churches, guys have had the same darn jobs for 25 years, and they're bored, there's no life to it. Man, I mean, shift them around, even if they just take a new job for 6 months. Take a highly organized guy and give your children's church person a break and have that guy run the children's church for a while. You will stir loose new life. Now, some of you are saying, I'm not going to do that. That's too much work. That's fine. That's fine. Then don't have any dynamism in your church. I'm just telling you that will work. And finally, have courage. Have courage. And it's going to take a little courage to make it happen. It just is. And don't have customers. Have disciples. Don't try to keep the people happy. I'll tell you what we've done. They call me one of the fathers of the Seeker movement. The Seeker movement really screwed up at some masterful points. We made the needs of humans the locus of ministry rather than the glory of Jesus Christ. Customers want their needs met, and they want to hear what they want to hear. And frankly, many of us pastors could get a little prophetic dose in our life and tell people what they don't want to hear. Seriously. And when you do that, actually, people will grow. it would be a great thing in America if all of us would stop being motivational speakers and be a little more prophetic and be lovingly assertive about what it is to honor God. It is interesting that I've watched that I don't think size has anything to do with importance or success. I really don't. I know leaders of 100-member churches who leave bigger footprints in their city than pastors of 5,000-6,000 people. I do. I happen to also believe this. I think churches of 100 have an easier job starting new churches. For millennia, the church from 50 to 100 has been the backbone of everything God has ever done. One of my comrades I worked with for a little bit, for a period of time, was Carl George, who had a great thing. He said, the move of God is like a field of mice, not a herd of elephants. And that's what's going to happen. I see ahead, and I've designed some things called preaching points, getting organizations to look at that, which is lay people, up to 150, 200 of them, seeking to reach 30 or 40 people, some becoming churches, some not. We have a lay force in our country that's bored stiff. You're losing your baby boomers because you have no radical challenge to them. Sitting and hearing a message for 52 weeks out of the year, I'm telling you, is one of the reasons they're only coming once a month, many of them, or most. So let me challenge you there a little bit and release your people to do something. Let them do it on their own. Okay, I'm going to stop. I've been preaching. I hope you think it was helpful. I encourage you, get us into some customized counseling, but don't wait long because I'm getting full. Our team is getting full. We've got some new things we're doing. You need them because I'm telling you, I think the move of God that's going to change America has already begun. But it's happening only for the people I just described. It is, in fact, found in doing the right thing, the right time, and the right place. God bless you. We'll probably be back in a few days. Email me, sign up. I'll work out payments with you, but don't try and do this stuff on your own. I love you. You don't want to. I can help. Goodbye.